For football teams, logos are as important as, if not more important than, the name of the club. When a club's name is mentioned in conversation, the first thing that comes to mind is often its logo. Some societies are not very keen on changing these logos, as they believe an emotional connection is established with them and resist alterations. However, in recent years, especially in European clubs, we have seen club owners making changes to their logos. Some teams opt for minimal changes, while others undergo radical transformations. Some teams are forced to change their logos due to various reasons. Now, I'd like to ask you a question. If your favorite team were to consider changing its logo, what would your reaction be? Would you welcome it positively, or would you oppose it? I look forward to hearing your thoughts in the comments section. We'll quickly go over the teams that have changed their logos, but before we do that, a quick reminder. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe. Now, let's move on to the teams that have changed their logos. Video starts with the latest football team to join the logo change trend, Inter. Inter had been using logos for almost 35 years that featured the intertwined initials IMFC, which stand for Inter Milan Football Club. While there were slight changes in color tones and edges over the years, the image associated with the mention of Inter was clear in everyone's mind. In 2021, Inter decided to further minimize their logo, introducing a new design. The color count was reduced to a total of 3, and the design now only features the intertwined IMFC initials. The football world is increasingly leaning towards simpler logos each day. So, do you like simple logos? Personally, I prefer complex, colorful logos more. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Now, we have a story about the inability to change a logo. Leeds United had been using the same logo since 2002 and decided to make a change. In 2017, they worked for 6 months and came up with this new logo. Everything seems fine up to this point. However, when they introduced the logo in 2018, the whole world mocked their new design. The mocking went so far that teams like Zenit and Zamalek shared posts on their official Twitter accounts, making fun of the new logo. Aston Villa even likened the new logo to the logos of unlicensed teams in Konami's PES game series. When Leeds United fans expressed strong disapproval of the new logo, the club management decided to continue using the old logo. One of England's prominent football clubs, Manchester City, experienced a remarkable decline toward the end of the 1990s. In fact, in 1998, they had fallen to the third tier of English football. They began to recover in the early 2000s, returning to the Premier League, but they were far from winning championships. Until 2008, when Manchester City was sold to Arab investors, they presented themselves as an ordinary Premier League team. They didn't face relegation, but they weren't performing at the top either, often finishing between 8th and 16th in the league. The turning point for Manchester City, which had become an ordinary team in English football, occurred in 2008 when the Deputy Prime Minister of the United Arab Emirates, who owned the Abu Dhabi Group, announced the purchase of Manchester City. From that day on, the Blues quickly began to rise, and in 2016, they decided to change their logo. Manchester City made a significant change to the logo they had used from 1997 to 2016. The eagle that almost entirely covered the emblem was completely removed. Additionally, the 3 stars above the eagle were also removed. The handwritten Latin phrase Superbia in Proelia, meaning pride in battle, was completely eliminated from the logo. In its place, an old logo had a relatively indistinct depiction of a ship that was brought to the forefront. The new logo also introduced a rose, absent in the old one, and included the club's founding date. One of England's oldest clubs, Everton, underwent a logo change in 2014. If you recall, Manchester City removed its club motto from its logo. Everton, on the other hand, chose to do the opposite. In their new logo, Everton incorporated the club's motto, which had become only the best is good enough. The yellow accented logo you see here was only used for 1 season. Looking at Everton's history, the club's old logos also featured the motto only the best is good enough. When the removal of this phrase from the logo sparked significant backlash, it was reintroduced to the logo introduced in 2014. Additionally, the Everton Tower in the logo was revised, and laurel leaves were added to both sides of the tower. Atletico Madrid stands among the teams that have undergone the most logo changes in their history. Since its initial design in 1917, they have modified the logo in various ways over the years. However, they haven't made overly drastic changes. The bear figure reaching for the apple tree within a triangle adorned with stars was still in place. They simply removed the yellow color from the logo's surroundings and slightly darkened the shade of blue within the logo. Nevertheless, Atletico Madrid's traditionalist fans didn't hold back in expressing their disapproval of the new logo. We continue with AS Roma, who made much smaller touches to their logo compared to other teams. In 2013, deciding to make slight modifications to their logo, Roma enlarged and emphasized the two small children breastfeeding from the she-wolf. While the overall pattern of the club logo remained unchanged, they opted to write the name of the city, Rome, directly instead of using initials. The club's founding date was added beneath the text. As I mentioned, when looked at in general terms, there is not a significant difference. Another team that changed its logo in 2013 was the French giant, Paris Saint-Germain. In the previous logo, the text Paris Saint-Germain was written together at the top of the logo. In the new logo, only the name of the city is written at the top. The club's founding date, 1970, was removed from the logo and replaced with Saint-Germain at the bottom. While the Eiffel Tower retained its place in the center of the logo, the cradle-like design beneath the flower was completely removed. Lille Club entered my video, which I prepared based on the last 10 years, by undergoing two logo changes. Between 2012 and 2018, they designed these logos. The Danish breed dog, which was used in previous logos and became the symbol of the club, also finds its place in their new logos. This breed symbolizes strength and elegance in the struggle, and they emphasize it a bit more in each of their logos. In the old logos, instead of Lille Metropole, the letters L, O, S, C representing Lille Olympique Sporting Club are featured. Nantes, a team in the league, underwent a radical change in its logo in 2019. Although they had gone through several design changes since 1955, mostly using similar logos, Nantes transitioned to a logo consisting of lines. The new logo no longer features elements from the old logo, such as the football, the club's founding date, the ship, and the 8 footballs. West Ham United is among the teams that recently redesigned their logo. In the new logo introduced by the East London team in 2016, the castle symbol was replaced by a hammer symbol. In their old logos, there was a hammer protective shield-like image in front of the castle. However, in the new logos, they completely removed the castle. The club's name used to be written on a ribbon below the logo, but they chose to remove it and instead placed their name inside the logo. The Juventus logo, which had undergone periodic changes but always retained the iconic rearing zebra figure in the center since 1897 until 2017, went through a radical transformation in 2017. The only thing left from the old logo was the Juventus text. The removal of the rearing zebra, a symbol present in the club's logo since 1897, was met with great astonishment and backlash. Although the football world initially reacted to this logo, which appeared simpler than its predecessor, everyone has now become accustomed to it. Looking at Juventus's logo history, they tend to change it approximately every 10 to 20 years. The logo most frequently used, resembling the familiar Juventus logo, was in use for 46 years. If you remember, at the beginning of our video, I mentioned some teams being compelled to change their logos. Now, we've come to a team that had to change not only its logo but also the name it had used for centuries. The issue arose for Steaua Bucharest when the copyright of the term Steaua in their name was claimed by the Romanian Ministry of Defense, alleging illegal use of the name. The lawsuit, filed in 2011, ruled against Steaua Bucharest in 2015. Leading them to change both their name and logo on that day. The Romanian Ministry of Defense went even further by filing a €40 million compensation lawsuit, claiming that Steaua had used the term Steaua without owning the copyright for years. Steaua Bucharest, now at odds with the Romanian government, is going through challenging times. Once a team that won the Champions League and the Super Cup, they haven't been able to secure the Romanian League title for 7 years. Yes, these were the football clubs we observed undergoing various changes in their logos. I hope you enjoyed the topic I chose for today. Thank you for watching, and I wish everyone happy days. Goodbye.